Hello, and today I want to say Happy Veterans Day to all our American veterans out there. Today is the day we take to celebrate and to honor the memory of those who have passed and been able to fight for our freedom, but we mostly honor those who are still with us, those veterans that have fought and now are the voice and now are the example of the freedom that we enjoy today. As a matter of fact, what happened 2 days ago is only because of all the men and women that fight in the military day in and day out. I want to talk to you today about my veteran. My veteran is my brother, Didiar E Padilla, Staff Sergeant, U.S. Army. I want to talk to you about him because this story to me is very compelling, and I honor him every single year that I can, and I'm going to tell you a couple of stories about experiences. But this is my brother right here. As you can see, he was a tanker. He was a tanker in the U.S. Army, and he went into the Army at a very young age. I remember he graduated high school at 17, and he was very eager. Yes, 17. And he was very eager to join the military. Ever since we were little, when we used to get toys for our during our childhood, he always went with those little plastic soldiers, and he would put them all over the house, and he would just, I'm talking to you back in Guatemala before we came to the United States of America. And he would come and he would set up all his toys, and he'll set up all his little armies, and he'll set them up all around my cars. And I had a lot of farm animals and a lot of little fences to put around my farm animals. And I remember that he used to come over with his little soldiers and just start shooting at my stuff, killing my pigs, killing my cows, killing my little creatures, turning my cars over, running his tanks over my stuff. He has always been an Army machine. And I want to honor him today, and I want to do it this way because now we can do it this way. But I want to honor you, Saul, for everything that you have done for us, for our country, for our family. And I still remember that young 17-year-old graduate who wanted to enlist in the Army as soon as he was out of high school, but he couldn't. So my parents put him through a technical school, and he went and did his technical school, got my parents the diploma or the degree that they wanted, and immediately at the age of 18, he came home one day and he said, "I've signed up for the U.S. Army." It was a shocker for us. We were not even at war, but immediately you start thinking, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? What's going to be with him? How are we going to handle this? We've never had anybody in the Army. My grandfather was a police officer back in Guatemala, but it's been a long time since anybody did anything of this sort. So here he goes, he signs up for the Army, comes, tells my parents. My parents start crying, and they start trying to figure out what to do. I am the oldest of the siblings, and I'm just kind of going like, my older brother is going. Now I am the older brother in the house, but I'm not even half the older brother that I have. And so the reason I say this is because he has always been a fighter. Whenever he was in high school at the age of 16 and 17, like I mentioned before, he was working a full-time job after school. I think it was part-time, but he would always volunteer for full-time. And so he has always been a fighter. He has always been an example to us, and he took care of us while my parents were working, and he did a lot of things for us that he didn't have to do. Or, I don't know, I've never been an older brother in that sense, but he did a lot of things for us, and I admire him and I honor him today for everything that he did for us. It's 4 of us in the family. He's the oldest, I'm the second, and I have a sister, and then I have a younger brother. And so today I want to take this moment to honor you, DDR or Staff Sergeant Padilla, for everything that you have done for us. It's been a long time. I know it's been a long time. You signed up for the military a long time ago. I remember the day that you left. I remember the day that we went to drop you off, and we cried our eyes out that day. And we were just so saddened at the fact that there was going to be one family member that was not going to be at home with us. So we went on with our day, and we went to school. And I remember that I was coming back from school. He had one of those, back then they were called lowriders. It was a Mazda B2000 truck, and it was gray and black, and I had actually helped him do the whole pinstriping and window striping and all that stuff. And I remember coming home from school and everything was good. I was just a little sad because my brother was gone, and I remember that I took the bus because he wasn't there to pick me up. So I took the bus, and so I was walking down, and as soon as I came around the corner, first thing that's in our driveway is my brother's B2000, Mazda B2000, and immediately my eyes just opened up and I started crying. I went to the truck, I leaned on the truck, I cried on the truck, I sat on that truck, I listened to his tapes and music and all on his truck. My little brother and sister wouldn't come up until like 3:40, so I had a whole about 30 to 40 minutes by myself in that truck, and I cried and I cried and I cried. My older brother was gone, but somehow in the middle of all that, I was proud because my brother, not being a citizen of the United States of America, but being a legal resident of the U.S., had signed up to serve in what we knew at the time as the best army in the world. And he went, and we went to his graduation, and his graduation was amazing. He was the best one out there. He got all this honors. He was an expert rifler and grenade thrower and weapons specialist and all this stuff. And his original MOS was to be a chemical or something engineer. And so petroleum engineer, that's what it was, petroleum engineer. And so he didn't like it because he was just sitting there and waiting for the next engineering job. He went to Kuwait and he was able to work his engineering job there, and he served his time and he did his MOS. And I remember sitting down with him telling me stories about how the sergeants used to treat him and about all the punishments he used to receive, just military, for having his hands in his pocket, for not standing upright, for not waking up on time because they were beat from the previous day exercises, for not passing his PT test and all this stuff. And I have memories of countless of hours of my brother and I speaking and talking about just a wonderful experience in the military. Then he signed up again, and that's when he re-enlisted. He signed up for to be a tanker, and he was just tired of just waiting for a job, and he's like, I want something that's going to take me into battle. Yes, he wanted battle. So he signed up as a tanker. He went to be a tanker. He became the tanker. He became a great tanker. He's got honors and coins from generals and coins from just all this. I don't know a lot of the military thing because I am a minister, but however, I've seen them all. He's got a whole shelf in his house with all his decorations. He is an Audie Murphy inductee. I mean, he went through the whole Audie Murphy, and I know this because I was the one that used to drill him all the time. He gave me this big old binder about this big and said, ask me any question. I was just flipping through pages asking him a question, and he knew every single one of them except for one or two that I don't even remember, but we had to go over that one over and over and over again. And guess what? He went through the board. He presented himself. More than 300 people signed up. Only about 30 people, I think, on his class actually made it. And my brother carries his blue ribbon for Audie Murphy, and we are more than extremely proud of you, Saul. I know there's a lot of things that you did. I know there's a lot of other issues. I know there's a lot of experience that I'm not even going to mention that you went through. I remember a scary day when we got a phone call saying that he had just woken up from a 2-day coma after a tank had rolled over, and he had an accident. He flew out of the tank, and it was just and the military was so gracious to call us until he woke up. They never called us when it happened, and we are so thankful that you're still with us, and we're so thankful for everything that you've done. He did Kuwait, he did Germany, he did Bosnia, he did Cuba. And the Cuba incident situation, I remember because he went to Guantanamo Bay as a translator to one of the generals. And I remember him saying something to the effect that he had to make an oath not to speak of anything that he heard or said for the next 99 years. So unless he makes it to 125, we will never know what was said and what happened during that time. But Saul, today I want to say that I am proud of you. I am happy for you. You are still our champion. You are still our veteran. We are still someone that we look up to. At least I'm speaking on my behalf. And I want to say this really quick. Regardless of whether you're still in the military or not, you are still our fighter. And I didn't want to do this, but it's happening. Waterworks. I want to say this because my veteran, my brother, he is no longer in the military, but he still fights every single day. He fights for his family. He serves his family. He loves the Lord. He serves his church. He sees tough times. He works like a workhorse. He never stops. He's always doing something, moving something. He loves his 4 girls and his wife. He works hard for them. I don't think I've ever seen, and I know it's weird for me to say this because I have a father and I have myself and I have my other brother, but I have never seen somebody work and fight as hard as you have. You gave up your dream for your family. You gave up your career for your family. You were able to establish something better than what you could have done in the military, and that is a wonderful family that fears the Lord. 4 wonderful girls that we dearly love, a wife that you've always protected and provided for, and has stood by her side even in her toughest days. So today, Esaú, today is Veterans Day, and today I honor you. Today I say to you, I am more than happy and proud of you, and I've decided to make this video to just express from the bottom of my heart everything that you mean to me, everything that you mean to our family. I know that sometimes my parents are not able to express the gratitude and the pride that they feel about what you did, and you know, we just don't know how to do that sometimes. But today I wanted to take the time to tell you that I love you, that I'm proud of you, and that I'm glad that you're still with us, of course. And I know you wanted to go to the Afghanistan war, and I know you wanted to do all that stuff because I heard you all the time. But I am more than thankful to God for still keeping you with us. And I want to say that we are proud of you, and we wish you many, 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 many years more with us. Thank you for everything that you do. And you are our champion. You are our nation's champion. You are one of our veterans. And we are deeply, deeply in gratitude with you for everything that you've done for us. So happy Veterans Day. I wish I could have done this better, but I just wanted you to know that you're greatly appreciated today. I love you, man.